Good morning, Mike. Please tell me 2 of the 6 people shot were brought here to Stroger Hospital, and since then, a 24-year-old man has been pronounced dead right here.
16-year-old Michael Flournoy was struck in the head and died just outside a church in the Burnside neighborhood.
Flournoy went back out for a bag of chips and was gunned down. Fellow Simeon students today, including his football and wrestling teammates, paying their street-side respects.
He was a great guy. He had a great attitude. He stayed very positive, was very humble. He really didn't get into a lot of trouble.
15-year-old Leon Bell Jr., an 8th grader, was arrested for allegedly bringing the gun to school.
An arrest in connection with 2 shootings that left 1 man dead and another fighting for his life.
I didn't want them to see their grandmother like that, and I didn't want them to be cold, so I put them in my backseat of my car. Then I noticed a little 3-year-old that was shot in his stomach. He wasn't moving.
Paramedics rushed him and the grandma to the hospital. No one knew the other boy had also been shot. That's when she looked down and saw his shoulder. You can see an officer grab him and run toward an unmarked police car and rushed him to a hospital.
Why do you think they shot toward you guys?
Not really towards us, they just shoot just a bit.
My biggest issue in Chicago is dealing with gangs, guns, and the press. And the media, they keep talking about the rising toll of gun violence in Chicago while the numbers are going in the other direction.
While the press continues to focus on Chicago's violence, there's actually been a decline. In 2012, there were 161 murders in the first quarter. In 2013, there were 93. That's more than a 40% reduction.
We're taking a more holistic approach to crime reduction here in Chicago than I think has been done in most places in the country.
What are you trying to achieve?
I'm trying to save the world. Can't you tell?
I say that too, but...
Yeah, well, right now I'm trying to save Chicago.
Do we have our record low winter to thank for the drop in crime, or is something else happening? Chicagoans are all being told one thing about the murder rate, but we are seeing something else. In order to further understand the falling crime rates, Chicago Magazine issued a report on April 7th chronicling the reasons they believe to be causing the decline. This chart shows Chicago's index crime rate. As we can see, it has slowly decreased each year until 2011, where we see an abnormally steep decline. The same year McCarthy entered office. On the same day Chicago Magazine reported these cases, the city's Office of the Inspector General reported their audit of 2012's aggravated assault and battery cases. Apparently, a quarter of the victims were not represented. HeyJackass.com is an independent website tracking Chicago's murder totals. The editor claims his numbers have never correlated with Chicago's police department. Their 2013 homicide total was 453. In contrast, Chicago's Red Eye found that 435 homicides were committed last year. And the police department, 415.
Joining us to talk about the violence this weekend is Police Superintendent Gary McCarthy. We thank you for being with us today.
So the Sun-Times has put out a map. We want to show it to you now, show our viewers at home as well. It shows the 7 dead, 37 injured again this weekend alone, 36 shootings last weekend.
When you come into the Monday morning after a weekend like this, a weekend last weekend, how do you change that strategy knowing that so many people were shot?
Well, the strategy is it's very complicated, let's put it that way.